Welcome to the TechHide presentation. This presentation will teach you PHP plus MySQL, the easy way for newbies. Right now we're installing the Vamp server, that is Windows Apache MySQL PHP server. It requires a small set. It's a very small setup of around 20 MBs, and it's the smallest software for an Apache server. It is the easiest method through which you can use PHP and MySQL on a Windows machine. Now let's wait for the installation to be over. In the meantime, let me introduce myself. I'm Shashi Agrawal, the CEO of TechHide.com, a 16-year-old student. Now okay, the window is here. We are typing the basic entries such as the mail SMTP server and the various other things such as our official email ID. Now what we are doing is we are starting up the server. We are putting online everything and starting all the services, as you can notice on the screen. Now what we are going to do is we are going to open the web browser in a few seconds. Yes, we have opened Opera, and we open a new tab. We are typing http://localhost. Yes, we want to open localhost. Now here you go. Just observe the screen. Now let's start my favorite Macromedia Dreamweaver 8. You must be wondering, why am I using Dreamweaver 8, as this is the era of CS4 and CS5. Now just see the screen and you'll know why. Here we should use the trial option, because what I support is purely anti-piracy. I do not promote piracy at all, and we believe that you will never go against the copyright of the softwares. Now you guess the reason why am I using Dreamweaver 8. Now just a second, I opened the wrong folder. Now I'm opening the right one, and here you go. Just a second. Yes, it has opened. Now I'm going to tell you the space requirement for this. Yes, right click, properties, and it's done. Now it's not opening. Let's try it again. I think minimizing the window will do our work. Let's minimize it. Yes, it's here. It hardly takes 59 MB of space, and you see, in India you cannot afford very high speed at a reasonable price, isn't it? For a second, read the text if you feel like. Now what we are going to do afterwards is we are going to work on Dreamweaver, in which we'll do some silly mistakes and also instruct how you can rectify them. Oh, you see, Dreamweaver it just takes 58 to 59 MBs. Oh, that's nothing. It hardly takes, even if you download from torrents. Perhaps we'll be providing a rapid share link soon. Now this is our Dreamweaver 8 window, my favorite one. Let's click on Site, New Website. Now we are setting up the new website with the name New Site 1, and the URL is localhost/site1. Next, PHP MySQL will use as a server technology, and we'll set up our Vamp server directory cs2/vamp/www. It's done. Okay, now let's go next, but we are supposed to type something else because the name is different. Now let's give it a name, something like site1. Let's click next, and then we'll type site1. Let's test the URL. It is giving error 404. Now what to do? Just go to the C drive, and there you select the Vamp directory, and then you go to www. There you can create a new folder with the name site1. Now we are successful in completing all our entries, and we have started off with our website. Now let's start with our real work. That is, I'll be showing you a bit of using the PHP MyAdmin, which is one of the best softwares. First of all, let's create a new PHP page. Here you go. Now we have made this. Now what we are supposed to do is we are going to use our Explorer, or a web browser, and we'll open localhost. We'll go to PHP MyAdmin. Yes. Now in PHP MyAdmin, everything is available for free of cost, and without any hassle or anything as such. You can work in it in a very easy manner. You don't need to worry much about SQL. This tutorial is exclusively for the newbies and the freshers, so you need not worry the toughness, of course. Our tutorials are the simplest one which you could ever think of. Now we are typing a few we're typing the name of some data record columns, such as ID, title, content, etc. I think here I'll do a simple mistake, and then we'll rectify it using PHP MyAdmin. No, you see, I just wanted the current timestamp in the date column, but it did not appear. So what I'll do is I'll try some other format. Let's say something else, and no, yes, this is the current timestamp. We have to use this for all kind of date and time recordings as per the form. Now we have typed ID. This is a mistake which we have done. Later on we'll modify this entry. Now here you go. Okay, now let's open Dreamweaver. Let's go for applications, and we'll create a new SQL connection. The name of server is localhost, and the username will be root, password will be blank, and the name of database will be sample1. Yes. Okay, let's press OK, and once more, we have not set the password. That's why that error occurred. Now what shall we be doing is we'll create a simple form using the application feature in Dreamweaver 8. Yes, we have to insert the form, and we'll do a bit of settings. Yes, let's click on next and do a few small changes you can observe on the screen. Yes, and there needs to be no kind of changes in that, and we are done. Okay, now you have to select the table and all that you can see on the screen, and then we'll type what we want. Just a second. Yes, let's decide the field type for all our fields and everything we are going to enter in this form. Let's wait for a few seconds. Yes, I think this will not work. Let's try some other options. I think we are doing some mistake here, isn't it? We should not use the ID here. Instead we could use the content, or whatever you want. It's up to you. Now what I'll do is I'll give you a big surprise. You have to notice in the upcoming screen. Let's press OK. Yes, this seems that we cannot enter the content. Now let's delete this form. And now what we are going to do is, we have seen here that there are a few problems in the columns. So we'll change the name of that particular column ID. We'll put it to content, and we'll make its size to 2500 characters. That will be more than sufficient for our documents. That is for the database oriented websites. This kind of form is used in all kind of CMS like WordPress or whatever you see, like Joomla or whatever. And let's repeat that process again. yes, and let's modify it a bit. Oops, I think I'm doing some mistake. Oh, my mouse had a problem. Let's try another option. Yes. See, for date and time, we do not need to give any kind of default entry because it will have the current timestamp. And here you go. The tutorial is over. Hope you enjoyed it. Perhaps this is the easiest way to make any form using Dreamweaver. techeye.com